Good morning, everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Helena, and I am the Executive Director with the Greater New York Chamber of Commerce, representing 30,000 different business and civic leaders. And today I'm really excited about this presentation. It's doing business with the MTA, and it is really, really popular. I was just saying to this MTA team that this is, top three of the most RSVPs for interest for a presentation represented from an organization. And you know what? The reason why we put these on is there's so much opportunity for doing business with the MTA, and without the knowledge of them giving it through us to give to you, it defeats the whole purpose. And so that's why we put these webinars on with all these agencies, because getting it into the hands of the entrepreneurs, the small, medium-sized companies, the major corporations, you can employ more people, and it stimulates the economy, and it's like a domino effect. And that's why I'm so passionate about getting this information into the hands of businesses and people. So right now I am going to I want to just say, first of all, to Karen Batten, thank you so much for putting this presentation on. And Kavern and Terrence, thank you so much. This MTA team is so important to New York City and to the growth of businesses. And we appreciate everything that you do. We appreciate this presentation. We do have a chat going on. Put your information in the chat. We will get to it after the presentation. So let's just listen to the presentation, and then we can do Q&A for the last 15 minutes. So I am going to turn it over to Karen. Thank you again so much. And Kavern and Terrence, I'm so appreciative of our partnership with getting this information out. But you know what? You're such a great team. So thank you again for this.
All right. Thank you so much for that warm and inviting introduction. I appreciate it. Again, my name is Karen Padavatan. I am the Director of Business Initiatives here at the MTA. I'm joined by my colleague, Terrence Byerson. He is the Manager of Business Initiatives. And later on, you'll be hearing from Kavern Anderson. He's our Outreach Manager for our EDGE Mentoring Program. So with that said, I welcome you all here today, and I am going to get started. We're going to jump right in. All right. All right, here we go. So firstly, MTA. So MTA is the largest public transportation system in North America. We service areas in New York City, Long Island, the southeastern parts of New York, Connecticut. We service 14 different counties throughout New York, covering 5,000 square miles. An overview of our agencies. So the MTA has 6 operating agencies: New York City Transit, Long Island Railroad, Metro North Railroad, Construction and Development, Bridges and Tunnel, and the MTA Bus Company. MTA Construction and Development has been the latest addition to these agencies. It was created around the time of COVID. Construction and Development handles all of the large capital construction projects that come out of each of the different agencies. So they handle all of our design build projects. Next up, our capital plan. So the MTA, every 5 years, we put out a new capital plan. This year has been our largest, our 25 to 29 capital plan has been the largest to date. It is $68.4 billion. So a lot of opportunities out there. That capital plan covers purchasing new rail cars, modernizing our signals, building more elevators, making it more accessible, and starting our Interborough Express project as well, something we're very excited about. That line will be running from Brooklyn all the way to Jackson Heights, Queens. So we're excited for that to get started as well. A major emphasis of this plan is to keep the MTA's 1.5 trillion worth of physical access in good working condition. So our capital plan has gone through its first year already, and it's already set a record of $15.8 billion in capital commitments on the first year. So here's a breakdown of how that money has been dispersed so far. So 2 billion went to signal improvement, 6.6 billion on new rolling stock trains and rail cars purchases, $2.7 billion on expansion, accessibility, 500 million, bus upgrades, another 500 million, and state of good repair and other program support got $3.4 billion. So the first year is off to a great start. So what does it mean for small businesses and certified businesses at that? So the capital plan, we've dedicated $7.5 billion in contracting opportunities for certified firms within that 5-year capital plan. Over $400 million of that money is being dedicated to the MTA Edge program. We're looking to certify 350 more participants for the EDGE program as well. And we've added local hiring goals to our larger contracts. So projects like the Jamaica Bus Depot, that we started with local hiring, our Second Avenue subway phase 2, local hiring. So it's not just building these projects in neighborhoods, it's actually hiring people from that neighborhood, from that community to be a part of those projects as well. So our commitment, we don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk. In 2025, and we're really proud of this, MTA delivered over $1.2 billion in payments to MWBEs, SDVOBs, and DBE firms, leading all the state agencies, all 97 state agencies. We delivered 32% on MWBE spend and 7% on SDVOB firms. We have been ranked #1 in MWBE spending for the past decade. So we are here, MTA is here to serve small businesses and make sure they are included in the work that we're doing. So I'll jump into how to do business with the MTA. First, definitely take a picture, scan this QR code. First thing you have to do if you're not if you're not a vendor with the MTA, you have to register on our vendor portal to become a vendor with the MTA in order to participate in the opportunities available at the MTA. And that website is mymta.info/vendor. And you want to go to the second tab where it says vendor sign in and registration. Again, you are going to register as a bidder. It'll ask you if you want to register as a bidder or a supplier. You want to register as a bidder if you've never done any work with us before. So please scan this QR code or take a picture of it so you have that information. Next up, doing business with us. So this page is important because this page lists out all of our current procurement solicitations. So if you go on our website and you go on our solicitations page, this is what it will look like. So there are opportunities under all 6 agencies that I mentioned. There's opportunities under our headquarters, and I'll get into that a little bit more. There's our discretionary solicitation and our vision ahead, our upcoming opportunities. So each and every one of these tabs will have opportunities in them. They all put out RFPs for bid. Now, jumping into indirect purchases. So MTA purchases directly and indirectly, meaning all of these types of, so industrial supplies, professional and consulting services, IT products, uniforms, safety gears, office furniture, supplies, maintenance and service repairs that are happening, these opportunities come out of our MTA HQ section. So all of these types of opportunities are gathered from all the different agencies, from Transit, from Metro North, from Long Island Railroad, and they all come out of our headquarter purchases. And I'll go back a slide to show you. So here you can see this MTA headquarters. That's where all of our indirect opportunities are coming out of. So our everyday essential items that are needed are coming out of HQ. That's where you'll find those bid opportunities. Now, the direct purchases are, some of our larger items like purchasing rail cars or snow removal or engineering and architectural services, OEM parts. That's coming out specifically from Long Island Railroad, New York City Transit, Metro North, or Bridges and Tunnel. Those opportunities are coming out specifically from those agencies because those are directly related to that specific agency. So they're putting out their own opportunities in that sense. Now, discretionary procurements. Discretionary procurements are not federally funded, they're state funded. So these opportunities go to state certified M and WBE firms, SDVOB firms, and New York based small business concern. These opportunities range from between $25,000 to $1.5 million. These opportunities change every 10 days or so. So these are constant. These are constantly coming up and changing. So you absolutely want to take a look at our discretionary opportunities. And here is a list. This is a list currently of what we have on our website. You can scan the QR code for the full list if you'd like to see what all of those opportunities look like. So here again, you'll find opportunity. This is what do we have? Latex gloves purchasing, filter purchasing, air compressor system, hand warmers, operator's seat. So as you can see, it's a wide range of different items that are being purchased. So you want to become familiar with this site. So if you see something, let's say you see something that jumps out at you that you can provide, you want to look at where it has the event ID. What you'll do is take that event ID, and once you're registered as a vendor in our system, you'll be able to log into our vendor portal and pull up that opportunity, and you'll be able to bid directly on that opportunity. Next up is our Vision Ahead, as I mentioned. So this is a new initiative that the MTA also started in a way to kind of get the information out ahead of time so folks are able to look through and kind of see where they fit in and what opportunities they might be able to subcontract on. So this is our Vision Ahead. This is from 2026 to 2030. These are our upcoming opportunities. As you can see here, we have pest control services, all agency office supplies and paper contract that's coming out. So the way it's broken out, it's by the agency. This is the contract number. This is a description of the contract. These are the goals in place, the 15 and 15. Those are the goals in place. These are the NAICS codes that are currently being subcontracted out on the existing contract that's in place. So if you see you can perform under one of these NAICS codes, you want to look out for these contracts. So now this contract, the first contract expires in 2027 in May, the next one in June of 2027, the next one in August of 2027. That's when these contracts are set to expire, but they're going to go out to bid in the fourth quarter. So if it's something that you're interested in, you can go onto our Vision Ahead page, and there's an email address there where you're sending your information to them. Like, hey, I'm interested in the all agency paper supplies contract that's coming out. I'm interested in that opportunity. So when that opportunity becomes available, they will send you an email notifying you that that is a current solicitation. And then you can start that process of being a part of this project. Now, this is our current construction and development solicitations. So these are our construction projects. These are our capital construction projects that are happening. This is currently what the website looked like. I opened up one of the projects for you guys to see. So this is the Metro North Rebuild Marble Hill Retaining Wall. So if you click on the drop down button in the corner here, which I did, you'll be able to see all this information about the project. And this is for all projects that are listed out here. So you'll be able to see it has goals on it. You're able to see, and I'll get into EUCI, but you're able to see that it's an EUCI eligible project, solicitation notice, document order form, and a plan holders listing. So now this is important. This is an important piece of information for you guys. So when you're going in, if you're interested in being a subcontractor on any of these projects, you want to go and look at the current solicitations, click down, and you want to take a look at our plan holders list. So you want to take a look at that. You want to take a look at the solicitation. You want to be able, in order for you to participate, you want to be a part of that pre-bid meeting. You want to be a part of those types of conversations when those conversations are starting, when those primes are on the calls. I believe they're mostly virtual now. When those primes are on the calls, you want to be in that same space with them, letting them know that you're interested in this project and you're interested in being a sub. Now, here, the plan holders list. This is important because it lists everyone that's interested in a particular project. It'll These are the guys that actually ordered the plans and they're planning to bid on the project. So use this as your opportunity to start networking with them. You want to reach out to them. It has a contact email address. It has their contact email address. It has their phone number. You want to start the process there. You want to start making these types of introductions. You want to send them your capability statements and make those connections. Let them know the particular project that you're interested in and start building those relationships. I just want to go back really quickly on here. Like if you're requesting document order form, let's say you wanted the documents for yourself, one of the requirements for MTA is for you to be registered in SAM. So not only do you need to be a vendor, but you also need to be registered in SAM, the Systems Award Management System. So please, if you're not registered in SAM, please make sure you are as well. So next, I want to talk about our Enhanced Utilization Credit Initiative pilot program that we started. So this program, we partnered up with Empire State Development. We are the only agency that has this program in place. We're the first to do this. And basically our EUCI program, it's a targeted initiative to expand MWBE participation in MTA contracting. So the idea behind this program was how do we get primes to start utilizing new subcontractors and not lean on the same folks that they typically do. So we came up with an initiative and this program is specific for certified New York State certified MWBEs. So we started this initiative, and it's an enhanced program where prime contractors will get a 1.5 times credit utilization towards using a subcontractor on out of our EUCI program. So that's the benefit for primes if they use a new subcontractor for their project. They will get 1.5 times credit. So let's say there's a $1 million project and there's a 30% MWBE goal on that. They will typically get a $300,000 credit for MWBE utilization. With the 1.5 times credit, they will actually get a credit of $450,000 instead of $300,000. So that's the motivation behind this to kind of drive new relationships, try to get the primes to use new subs. Now, currently, the eligible firms on EUCI, they are out of our small business mentoring program and they're out of the ESD's BGA 2.0 program. So they're a business growth acceleration program from ESD and the MTA's EDGE program. That's where most of the firms are coming out. We're looking to host some training classes to allow other folks that are not part of those two programs to also participate in this initiative as a subcontractor. But the training classes should be coming out at a later date, later this year, hopefully. But we're excited about this initiative. Currently, the last project I'll run it back real quick. I went too far here. So we currently have 7 projects on the MTA's website that is EUCI eligible, and these things are rolling out, and we're excited about that initiative. So this is something new that we're doing. It's live, and we're moving forward with it. Now, here are the requirements for the enhanced utilization credit initiative. So you have to be MWBE, New York State certified MWBE. You have to been in business for a minimum of 2 years. You have not contracted with the MTA within the past 3 years or performed on contracts exceeding $500,000. Now that again, as mentioned, if you are part of the MTA's EDGE program or you are part of our previous mentoring programs, maybe you participated at a later date, you will be exempt from the $500,000 limit. Same for the BGA program as well. You will be exempt from that rule. Anyone else joining will have to meet that requirement. And here it is. I have completed advanced business education through one or more of the following programs. So we're looking to launch these the training program, how to do business with the MTA training program. We're looking to launch that later this year. And if you scan the QR code, it'll take you to our EUCI page where you can learn more about this program. Now, next, I'll get into our DBE program a little bit. I don't know, those of you who are familiar, you know, the DBE program went on pause earlier last year, actually in October of last year. So we're currently here at the MTA, we're currently recertifying, reevaluating firms that were certified and getting them recertified back as DBEs. So the program is not going away, it's just on pause. And even in our capital program, it's really important for you if you were DBE certified and you did not recertify, it's important for you to do that because in our capital plan, our $68 billion capital plan, over $700 million was set aside and carved out specifically for DBE federally funded projects. So if you have not recertified as a DBE, I strongly implore you to go ahead and start that process. So for DBE, must be owned by individuals who are both socially and economically disadvantaged. Your personal net worth for each owner must be below 2.047 million. and business must meet the SBA size standards and be under the US DOT gross receipts cap of $32.82 million. Now, what's changed? Prior to October 3rd, 2025, members of certain groups were rebuttably presumed socially disadvantaged. So prior to October 3rd, 2025, if you were, a minority-owned business, or you're of woman stature as well, you were allowed to be a DBE. After October 3rd, 2025, all DBEs and AC DBEs must demonstrate on a case-by-case basis that they meet the new criteria of social disadvantage. So disadvantage must be based on one's own experience within American society without regard to race or sex. So race and sex has been removed from the DBE certification equation. So again, as I said, we're in the process of recertifying the firms that were DBE certified. Here are the four certifying partners: MTA, US DOT, NAFTA, Niagara Frontier, and Port Authority, New York and New Jersey. Now, once you're certified, if you're certified or recertified by any of these agencies, there's reciprocity among them. So once you're certified by one, it's recognized by all. So you don't have to be certified by each certifying agency. You pick one that's usually closest to you, and once you're certified, it's recognized across the board. Now, if you need more information on DBE certification, up is the DBE email address, DBE certification at mtahq.org, or you can contact Lorraine Warren directly, our senior director for DBE certification, L. Warren at mtahq.org, and her phone number is also listed. If you need more information, please reach out. And that will be it for me right now. And I'm going to turn it over to Kavern Anderson to discuss more about the MTA's Small Business Mentoring Program. Kavern?
Hi, thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. And hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. So my name is Kevin Anderson, and I'm the manager and recruitment manager for the outreach program, MTA Edge. So part of our program, so this program specifically deals with construction or contractor organization. So if you own a small construction trade specific company, this information is for you. So I want you to lock in and get as much information as possible. So, the basis of this thing, I want to make sure that you leave here with as much information as possible and how to get, work with MTA through the MTA Edge program. All right. Next slide. Oh, if you could go back a bit. All right. So one of the purpose of our program is to help to grow emerging construction contractors, right? If you're a small company and you're looking for, to get to the next level, we want to make sure that our program provides those resources. And then the caveat, of course, is that you'll get access to bid on contracts, right? And bidding on these contracts, you're not bidding against 100 or 200 other small firms. It's usually five to six other firms similar to your organization that's bidding on these contracts. So that's one of the more important parts of our program itself. You're not competing against a lot of folks in terms of each bid list that comes out. You're actually competing against, five to six organization or construction companies as well. And then through the program, we want to make sure that it's diverse and that we're getting, as much organizations to join our program in terms of, making sure that you guys are able to not just be a subcontractor, but actually work as a prime. And we give you those resources through our program. Next slide. All right, so some key program components, right? So this part is very important because we want to make sure that we tell you, lock into in terms of what you get from our program. So our program is broken up into three different tiers. We have a tier one, tier two, and the federal program itself, right? And I'll get into some more information about that shortly. And then one thing that you get from our program, right, is business assessment. We want to make sure we go over the different intricacies of your business, what is finance, the construction aspect of it, because you'll get mentorship through that, as well as business development, right? We look at how we could help your business grow. What information you may need to help you to get your business out there, as well as not just to grow within MTA organization, by getting contract, but what else we could do to get your business out there as well on the commercial space. All right. Mandatory construction training that will be provided for you as well. Access to working capital and surety bonding. So, what we do, we don't give you direct capital, but we have resources or partners that we work with to get you the necessary resources that you may need. So if you may have won a project, and sometimes projects take a long time to mobilize, you may need some financial assistance. And through our partners, we try to get you those assistances as much as possible. And then again, business consulting services, looking at the business development part, how to get you to grow or to get to the next level within your organization. And then the great thing about our program, our projects goes up to about $5 million, and that's again broken up in different tiers. So tier one actually goes up to $1.5 million, but tier two and the federal program goes up to about $5 million or so. All right, and then another thing that's very that we try to do is get you paid as soon as possible. Right, fast track payments. Now, this part is where you finished the project, you submitted all your information, all your documentation. After that submittal process part, we try to get you paid as fast as 10 days. Sometimes it doesn't work out like that, but that's what we try to get you paid as soon as possible. And then another part that we've added recently to our program is our alumni network. And what this does, we bring past contractors that's been a part of the program to just network with you, the current or active contractors, getting more information and share resources as well, and just to help them to understand what goes into the being a part of the program, what um, what we could provide, and also build your network as well. Because at times you may get another opportunities through some of these alumni that's been a part of our program as well. Next slide. So program requirements. So this part, right? Um, the MTA Edge program is not an easy program to be a part of. I just want to let you know. But what you gain through being a part of this program is a long life lasting opportunities, right? We've had companies that come in and grew from, getting $1.5 million contract to now getting $17 million contracts or $30 million contracts or so. So that's what the program here provides. But one thing we want to make sure that you have before coming into a program is to have a foundation already built, right? Want to make sure that you're able to manage some of these projects that you'll be assigned to or win on by bidding. So the first thing that we ask for coming into tier one is to have at least two references of commercial work of $200,000 or more. And the reason why we ask for this is because the average project, like I say, in tier one goes up to $5 million. I mean $1 million, $1.5 million. I'm sorry. Um, However, the average low end is $500,000, right? So I want to make sure that you're able to manage a project of $500,000 or more. And then for these projects, you're working as a prime, right? So you're the one that's going to be hiring a subcontractor if it needs that. If you're electrical, and then you probably need some part may ask for concrete. Want to make sure that you're able to manage these projects where you're getting subcontractors coming in, making sure that you're paying the subcontractors on time, making sure that mobilization is going as well. So that's why we asked for the 200K or so for two references of that, and then for the tier two initial and the federal program, we usually ask for $500,000 project, commercial projects, as reference. Years in business. So want to make sure that you have at least a year in business. Want to make sure that you've, you know, again, had contracts that you've worked on for tier one and the federal program. Now the difference for tier two, which is very important, is that in tier two, in order to get into tier two, you have to graduate tier one or the federal program itself, right? Usually, we want to make sure that, and by graduating tier one, you've already will have a project or at least two projects of $500,000 or more. Once you graduate tier one, and then the federal program, you have to have at least 1 year in business as well. So tier one and the federal program is an entry point. For tier two, you would have to graduate tier one to be in part of a tier two cohort. Now, average 3 year revenue, right? I want to make sure that you have about 6 million, up to $6 million, or less than $6 million in the tier one, and then tier two and the small business federal program is up to $10 million or so. Personal net worth not to exceed $15 million for tier one and tier two. Now, for the federal program, it's supposed to be actually the federal program is supposed to be different. It's supposed to be about 2 million or $2.47 million. And the reason why the federal program is that low is because we're mandated by the federal government for that. For bonding, so for tier one, you're not required to have bonding, but want to make sure that you have the capacity to have it, at least $2 million. And then for tier two and the federal program, you have to have 2 to 3 million single and 2 to 4 million aggregate as well. All right. And next slide. So the program enhancements, right? So the program has been in a state for about 15 years, and we've well, not given away, but we've given out contracts of about $470 million or so far, and we're looking to grow the program even more. As Karen alluded to earlier in the presentation, that we're looking to certify or get about 350 firms within the next 5 to 7 years in our program. Right, we want to make sure that we're growing the small construction firms in the New York State or tri-state area as much as possible. And one thing that we've looked at to make sure that we're giving out meaningful opportunities to small and local firms, access to these MTA contracts. So we're working diligently to make sure that we're getting these contracts and you're able to win these contracts, and have a competitive edge winning these contracts. And then we've built out our technical assistance and capacity building support, gaining more partners that can assist us in helping these companies grow. And then also networking opportunities where we're working with our network, alumni network, to making sure that we're providing great information and great access for you guys and for these firms as well. All right, next slide. All right, great. So how to apply, right? If you have so right now, if you're a small construction firm that does any trade from concrete, electrical, um, abatement work, carpentry work, etc., HVAC, if you get your phones out now and scan the QR code, it'll take you to our website, and there you'll find our eligibility form where you can fill out. And this is the first part in entry, right? The first part in terms of seeing if you qualify for a program. Even if you don't think you qualify, I would still suggest that you fill it out. Reach out to me. We could have like a one-on-one discussion, giving you more detail in terms of what to expect or what other information is there. So get scan the QR code, go on the website, fill out the form, and then someone else from our team will reach out to you with additional information as well. All right. Thank you so much.
Oh my God. This, I put it in the chat. This is so amazing. You know what I love about this? You simplify it. So they can scan, they can go exactly where they need to be. I love, and I can't emphasize enough, the sample plan holders list. You need to
Yes.
market yourself to those people and the organization. So FYI, I'm a big marketer, I love to put people together, but
Hmm.
this is unbelievable where you need to go. So Karen and Kavern and Terrence, thank you so much. So we're going to take some Q&As, okay? Hold on.
But before we do, I think
Yeah,
someone wanted to see the QR code again. If you could go back to that. Um, there we go.
there you go. Take pictures, everyone.
Yes.
This will be on chamber, it is being recorded. You can let me know. People are asking if you can send me, usually like with the SBA, but I don't know how you feel sending me the
Yeah.
PowerPoint presentation and whoever requests it, but I, that's,
Yeah, we typically don't send it out,
yeah.
but what will happen is Terrence will send a follow-up email that covers all of the pertinent information from the presentation. So
And they can
you'll
always,
have
yeah, and they can
we
always
have a
come
whole
back.
page. Yeah, we have a whole page of just QR codes linking to all the various solicitations that we covered today. So we'll be sharing all of that information with you guys.
And if you ever
You're
need to,
muted.
go back to this, will be on Chamber TV this afternoon. So you can, when you have time on a weekend and you have some free time, you can, really sit with it and then also do take the information again. Hold on. They went through where there were opportunities for the businesses. So I'm just looking through. Can you give me the information? They already did that on the emails, the last screen. Do you check sam.gov for NAICS codes before giving an award? For these questions, yes. If someone won a project, does MTA check sam.gov?
Yes. So your NAICS codes have to match up to what you're certified under, what you're qualified to perform. You can't just pick a random code because you picked up a new portion of work. Everything has to align. So when they're tracing it back, it has to add up. It must make sense.
Perfect. Hold on. Going through. Hold on. There's two ways for the questions, so I want to make sure. Um, okay. Put your questions in. Hold on. I just want to make sure I'm reading everyone's. There was one. I see a different page. A lot of people promoting. I'm glad that you guys are promoting each other. I love it. Uh, they shared their information and their emails. People
And
are
in our email, we'll send a follow-up email and you will have all
exactly.
of our contact information as well.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Please inform. Okay, same. Scrolling. Q&A does the MTA maintain pre-qualified vendor list for security services or so? Okay, they're looking specifically for security. So you can kind of answer that for all of the industries where they had you, Karen, you had that on your presentation.
Right. So once you're in the system, like once you're registered as a vendor, whatever category, let's say security services in this case, whatever category you put into your profile, when those opportunities become available, you will get an electronic response to those bidding opportunities that are coming out. Now, if you can absolutely share your capability statements with us and we can share it with the procurement team as well so that they're aware of your company and you can build that relationship. We can be that bridge to
How,
help you build that relationship as well.
Perfect. How do you get enrolled in MTA's Edge program? Was that on this screen? I
So
don't,
that was that last QR code that
okay.
we suggested they scan. They have to go on the MTA's website to
Uh,
learn more about the program. But
sorry.
we'll send maybe Kavern, you can type the website's information in the chat.
Sure, I could do that real quick.
We can put the website there, but we're going to send that information out afterwards as well. It was covered in Kavern's presentation.
Does that
Yeah,
include the DBE program?
That's separate. So DBE is just a certification. The EDGE program is a construction program. So it's geared specifically towards construction trades. So that's our construction mentoring program. Our DBE certification is a certification towards federally funded projects. So MTA is funded by the state and it's funded by the feds. So if you have a DB, like I said, DBE has been on pause, but our typical goal on a DBE project was 20%. So if we don't have DBEs recertifying, that number will most likely drop. That percentage will drop, which means less money will be going towards DBE firms. That's how it's all affected. So that's why it's important to, if you haven't been recertified as a DBE, go on ahead and get that process started. Otherwise, it's money being taken off the table on the federal side.
What's the difference between bidder registration versus supplier user ID registration?
Excellent question. So supplier registration, that will come into effect once you've been awarded your first contract with the MTA. So you're starting out as a bidder, so you want to get a bidder ID. If you're just starting out, you haven't won anything with the MTA, you're getting a bidder registration ID. Now, once you've been awarded your first contract, then they will ask you to get a supplier ID because now you're officially a supplier to the MTA. So that's when the transition will happen.
I, are your projects OCIP?
Yes, for the small business mentoring program, it's covered by OSIP, correct,
mhm.
Kavern? It's covered by OSIP,
Yes, it's
owner
all OSIP
controlled
projects. Yeah,
insurance.
And
yes.
what
Yes,
does OCIP, for those who don't know what that term means?
owners controlled insurance um program.
Program.
I'm not sure of
Okay.
the last part of it, but yeah, it's the owner's control. Basically, you're covered by the owner's insurance
Insurance.
policy.
Yeah.
Someone asked to qualify SBMP Tier 1 average 3-year revenue should be less than 6 million or more than 6 million.
Less than 6 million. It goes up to $6 million. And same for tier two and the federal program in terms of the number, $10 million.
Love
And
these
that's over.
questions. People were paying attention.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, absolutely.
I
When
love
you
it.
when you said to register as bidder versus vendor, what if you have been a sub? Can you still bid? Does that
That
make
one's
sense?
that one's a little confusing.
Okay.
It's not so it's not bidder versus vendor, it's the vendor portal and you're either registering as a bidder or a supplier. And again, a bidder is somebody that hasn't won a prime opportunity. So you can be a subcontractor, you can be a sub for another prime, but if you're not in our database, if we haven't paid you, then you're not in that system as a supplier. So you have to register as a bidder. That's your first step. Now, once you've gotten paid, you've won a contract directly with the MTA, that's when you'll become a supplier. That's when you'll get a supplier ID. So make sure you're registered as a bidder, most people. And if you've already won something with the MTA, excellent. You would have already transitioned to a supplier.
Okay. I'm listening and I'm scrolling.
Yeah.
How can we share the How can we share the capability statement? Any email or contact? I think you did put that in.
Yes, the email
Yeah.
contacts were on the last slide, but like I said, we'll send a follow-up email with all three of our contact information and additional pertinent information that was covered in this presentation. And you said this live session will be recorded and will be up on the site, so feel free to go back if you want to get the information prior to Terrence sending it out.
Absolutely. This will be on Chamber TV. Any other questions? I think we went through everything. Okay. Well, again, one last. Okay. Well, you know what? Thank you so much. This was, you know what? Put in the chat. This was amazing, very informative. I took some screenshots because I'm going to put it on Chamber News, as well as the video will be on, the homepage, so people can read about it and also watch this. Because the people that, we appreciate everyone signing in on this, but this is the information that we need to get into your hands, because if you get the contracts, which we want you to do, you're going to employ more people, and it's great. You're going to create more jobs and stimulate the economy even more. And you know what? This is a great city. By the way, I take Metro North every single day. And I make sure, I make sure before you get on the train to make sure you activate your ticket. I could be
You
your
don't want to
spoke.
get in trouble now. You don't want to pay full price.
You don't want to get that alert.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's great. Thank you so much. Thank you for having us. And if I can just implore you guys to please go on the website. Everything that we've covered today is on that website. If you take the time to go through the opportunities that are there. I know a lot of people ask us questions, and it's like it's right on the website. Just like the plan holders list. Like, where do I start? What do I do? Go on there and get familiar with what's out there, what the opportunities are. And like we covered, they're in different buckets. So go through the ones that are right for you. Don't bite off more than you can chew. And of course, we're always here. We're here. If you have questions, you need us to direct you somewhere else, that's fine. Reach out to us. Our lines of communication are open.
and you know what? I can't say anything more. Karen just, summed it up. But you know what? I was just thinking how much, you know, what your agency represents on your first or second slide. It's amazing, the transportation, how many people it affects, how many people use it on a daily basis is,
Yes.
mind-boggling if you really think about it.
Yes. And I'm sure it went up with, we have all these soccer fans out here. We had the whole Knicks, the win for the Knicks. I'm sure
Next.
that number jumped up significantly. MTA was here. We were here.
And we'll still be here. And you know what? Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to myself or anyone on the MTA team. Don't forget, if you're not a member of the chamber, please join us. We are a nonprofit. We do get funding, so we would appreciate membership support. And Tuesday, we have the online networking 10 a.m. So join us and take a look at our website for all events going on. Again, everyone, thank you so much for this information. Karen and Kavern and Terrence, thank you, thank you, thank you. Can't express the appreciation and all the information you provided. So everyone, have a great day. Again, if you have any questions, email me. This will be on Chamber TV. Bye,
Awesome. Thank
everyone.
you. Take care.
Have a
Bye.
great
All right,
day,
thank you.
everyone.
Take care.
All
Thank you.
right.